And we're back. All right, let me see if I can hold this a little bit more still. All right, so here's what we're looking at here. We're looking at timeline for the week. This was just a brief schematic of my training splits, but more so talking about activities which pull an exceptional amount of energy from me. All right, and you'll see if this is going to help you establish your activities of high energy demand. All right, whether this is how you work, whether this is how you work out, and other stuff. So here we go. Remember that whatever day of the week that was, there was an outdoor cardio session. It was high intensity, hill sprints, inversions, and the day itself was incredibly hot and humid and very windy. So whatever sweat there was, remember there was a very high amount of unrecognized evaporative loss that was known that needed to be recovered for, because the very next day there were 2 activities which consume an exceptional amount of energy, one of which is teaching and the second of which is a workout, which was shoulders. All right, so what you eat on this day and what you drink on this day is responsible for recovering you from this workout, but the body fuels forward, which means that the energy that you have for this comes from what you ate and drank, usually after this workout. Got it? So whatever energy demands you have here comes from what you ate over here. What you eat over here fuels the stuff for the next 24 to 48 hours. Right? Okay, so then moving on, we have to eat to recover and drink to recover from this, and then we move on over here, and then there was some morning cardio which was done. The purpose of that morning cardio, if you remember and look back through the Facebook timeline, all these days where I have no makeup and I look like absolute death. It's so embarrassing, but that's life, right? The purpose of this cardio is to flush the byproducts of metabolism that happen in and around and after this workout so that you can clear your mind, right? It also worked to like loosen up the hip flexors and the hips to help you feel better and help the lower back pain. And I did that in anticipation of an activity that for me requires a lot of freaking energy, and it's writing. So meal prep, I do that for some of my friends and family. That doesn't require a lot of energy from me. This does. Okay, so I had to be sure that I ate after this in order to get ready for this, but everything that I ate over here is totally fueling for this next day, and then I went out and was delivering meals. All right, now these are just some of this is not just what you do, right? Like laundry is not written in here, prospecting, emails, or whatever else happens, accounting, bookkeeping, blah blah blah. These are just the activities for me that require the most time and or most importantly energy. Okay, and definitely reading every single day. Over here, now this day I try to take a break from training, and intentionally so, because number one, this class that I was teaching, it takes me a much longer time to get there, so transport time is longer, and I usually need 1 day to fully refresh from these other days, because this day, which is today, this for me is a major workout. All right, it's very high intensity. It usually tends to be also very heavy in weight, and I'm backing that up with other activities which require a lot of energy from myself, recording podcasts and doing more writing. All right, so this was I writing this morning? This is nutrition for stressful times. Okay, so again, everything that was happening over here, resting, I usually keep my legs elevated, right? So that some of that we were standing all day long, you want to elevate them so they can return to normal and they feel really, really good, because this is really my priority for the day, and so is this stuff. So for me, that's how I block out stuff in my head. I thought maybe putting it on a piece of paper would help some of you guys see like clearly black and white, how you're able to prioritize and really see like when do you have the most amount of energy. Do you have the most amount of energy in the morning? Do you have most amount of energy in the mid-afternoon, in the evening, right? It's going to depend on you. It's going to depend on how you roll your life and all that stuff. But it's never to put you in a position where you're feeling like you have no control. It's to take a look at what are my activities of highest priority, right? And they may be different for you. They probably are than they are for me, but to capitalize on the times when you have the maximum amount of energy so that you can, number one, dial down the amount of time that it takes to do it, because you definitely have more energy and you usually yield a much higher ROI.